Alright, well, I am back again. And this will be hopefully not very long. I always say that and I usually wind up rambling, but I'm going to try to keep this nice, short, sweet, simple to the point. Two things I really want to talk about. First is, I thought I was hallucinating for a while because it seemed like, and pardon the language, a lot of people have the level or degree of assholishness has been much greater. It's like in the job where I'm working, I do have to deal with people, and that's not my favorite. But it seems like everyone is rude. They're pushy. They don't want to follow directions. They want to complain, file complaints with your manager, anyone, including the CEO, if they can get their email address, you name it. No patience, no nothing. They're willing to lie, say whatever to get whatever they want. I thought I was kind of hallucinating that, and one of my coworkers said they noticed about the same thing. There was an article from Time Magazine, or I say Time Magazine, but the website. Look, I'm 34. I don't look it, especially after the past month with the upper respiratory infection and everything else. I definitely don't act it, but. And in this article, which I'll throw a link down below, they basically say, yes, the number of, they put it, rude people, the amount of rudeness has definitely gone up. So at least I'm not, well, I am crazy, but I'm not hallucinating about that. Or I'm not crazy imagining that. The other thing I want to talk about, and this is where I may go long on this video. Is it Janet Yellen? Is that her name? Anyway, I'll have some links down below. She proposed, whoever it is, financial, treasury, whatever. I think it's Janet Yellen, something like that. And this is where I might throw in some more adult language. But to help pay for the Build Back Better program, they're advocating for an unrealized capital gains tax. For those who don't know what an unrealized capital gains tax is, I cannot talk today to save my soul. Basically, first off, let's start with the capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is whenever you sell, some sort of possession and make a profit, you pay a tax on that. An asset. You sell an asset, you make a profit, you pay the capital gains tax. What they're talking about with the unrealized capital gains tax is, if the value of said asset goes up, you have to pay a tax on that even if you don't sell it. Now, here's the sticking point. You're not actually benefiting financially off of that. They're wanting to tax you off of your belongings. It really makes you wonder about the saying of nobody will own anything and they'll be happy over it if this isn't part of that plan. The Agenda 20... Is it Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, whatever? Yeah. I'm not a fan of this because you have not increased anything as far as your wealth, and they're wanting you to tax you additionally. Not only do they want to tax you just in some cases for having said items, now if they become more valuable, they want you to be taxed on that too. Now, here's why I'm getting kind of pissy on this. You're probably going, well, it's only the wealthy and, stocks, mutual funds, and things like that. No. I'll try and throw a link down below on what triggers the capital gains tax. It's any asset. It can be your stocks. It can be real estate, the home you live in, jewelry. Selling jewelry is capital gains. any asset can trigger capital gains. Sell your car, you can wind up paying capital gains on that too. So if you find yourself in a position where any belonging gains value, and yes, your car is one of those things, you could, if they actually push this through, you could wind up paying taxes on that without seeing a single penny. Let that sink in. Do you think they care about you? No. If they did, they'd be trying to work on getting gas prices down, getting inflation under control to make it a little bit easier to afford to live. They're not doing that. Everything they're doing is making matters worse, and they're finding new ways to tax people, including the middle class, which they said they would not do. Let's go, Brandon, is not what I'm about to say. Fuck Joe Biden once again. Seriously, at this point, how can anyone approve of what he's doing, of what this administration is doing? They're wanting to tax us to death. They're literally wanting to tax people just to drive to work. Let that sink in. That's one thing they have proposed, is mileage tax. Now they're wanting to tax any property you have, any asset you have that gains value. They want to tax you on that gain of value. Pretty soon you're going to have a job just to pay the taxes for the first job you had. You'll need at least 2 jobs, one to pay the taxes for everything else. Because one job ain't going to cover it anymore. For me, one job ain't covering it as is. Folks, we're in trouble. We really are. Because not only do we have politicians saying this crap, but we have people who are still happy. They're actually happy to hear things like this. That's not something to be proud of. That's not something to be happy about. See? Because, let me assure you, the wealthy, they're going to find a way to mooch out of this. They've got enough politicians in their hip pockets. They can get ways out of it. Trust me. And the only people that are going to get saddled with paying for this bull crap, people like you and me. Like we always do. Because these politicians, they don't give a flying flip about you. Except for like 6 to 9 months before an election. It's the only time they even pretend to care. When it's time for them to get reelected. Anyway, I'm going to cut it short right here. Like I said, I'll be sure and throw a few links down below. Let me know what you think. Definitely going to be interesting. Later.